Hey guys, it's the afternoon of August 1st right now. Let's talk a little bit about July. July has been probably one of the coolest July I can remember in my time. It was very, very cloudy most of the time, like gloomy. It almost felt like early June weather. Because of that, I got tons of powder mildew on stuff that I usually don't get powder mildew on, especially like new growth at leaves on leaves during this time of the year. So I'll go through this and kind of show you guys. But I talked to you guys about like this year is just really a focus on vegetation. I was not planning for anything to hold fruit, but if some things really wanted to hold fruit, I was gonna just let it see how it goes. But for the most part, except for a few varieties, I had no intention of them holding fruit. I really wanted to get to the height, yeah, the height that I wanted to be, and that height is about like 10 to 12 feet. And this tree right now, I think I'm gonna get to about 10 feet by the end of this year. So it's looking pretty good right now. So let's take a look at it. Here's a variety called Dolores. It's a zero variety. You don't hear too much about it. But the branching on it, this flush looks really good. Very vertical. Some of these branches, not all of it, but lots of it, I did remove like about 25% of the branching. I try to keep it vertical, the growth going vertical, and sometimes with too much branching, it just kind of tends to want to weep. So I do end up removing like extra branching on it. So when it flushes, I do remove some. I don't let all of them stick onto it. So Dolores, here's a little gem. This has been a family favorite of ours. I have still had difficulty picking it ripe, but in terms of when it's green sour, when it's mature green, a little bit sweet, it has been excellent. It's been very popular, at least in my family. So I really need to kind of try to get some extra scions going and graft it onto my other trees. Okay, here's Sunrise right here. There was a few fruitlets, didn't make it. They end up dropping. Here's Super Julie, looking much better. I did remove tons of branching on here and kept minimal branches on here. It's looking better. Like it's looking better right now. So right there in the sweet tart, the growth looks really good. There was some fruitlets I was intending to just leave and see what happens. I had hoped that it was going to stay, but they all kind of end up dropping. They were all kind of nubbins. Didn't really do much. So, but it's looking really good. This is all sweet tart right now. Go down here. Here's an M4 graft. Here's a California Mid. Here's a Thai variety called Verne, and here's a peach cobbler. So moving on, this is my biggest tree. It's looking pretty good. I kind of like the height that it's at right now. But let's take a look. The Maha graft on here has taken quite a bit of hit with powdery mildew. You can kind of see what's left of it right there, powdery mildew. It's just been a really gloomy July. Look at this right here. Look at this. I'm gonna be trimming off some of these leaves afterwards. But Maha, I do have one strain of Maha. I'm sure there's probably at least 3 different strains of Maha out there in the trade. That's my guess. I got this one from my friend Tim. This variety seems to be having some off blooms, at least a few people I already know. It's actually blooming right now for them. So this is a Maha. Again, some of these Maha might not be Maha, just like my major one, but they might be just similar enough. This is another one from my friend Brian. This one has a strong aroma when it's ripe. Sounds like it's the authentic one, the real one. I have my Maha right here. This one has no aroma on the ripe fruit. So I'm not sure if this, I'm pretty sure this might not be the real Maha. It's just one of those different ones that's out there in the trade. But it's similar enough. I think it's similar enough to the real Maha, but kind of Then you guys know I've been kind of keeping track of these different Mahas and trying to at least graft them onto the same area to see what kind of growth habit and stuff they have. So lots of them seem to have the same similar vertical growth and everything, so that's really nice. Here's Sharinta, just flush. Sharinta, raw honey, one of those names they call them. Here's Alfonso. Alfonso's a nice vigorous grower. I like the growth on it. It's just that everything else seems to be, just seems a little powder mildew prone. So that's Alfonso. Brian's peach cobbler, amazing fruit. Here's a plum chimera. Here's a Valkyrie. Here's golden queen Jin Huang. It's like a early flush, but all these beginning to bud right now. I've been kind of collecting some various rootstocks. I don't intend to use it as rootstock, but I tend to kind of hold on to it. Maybe down the road people might be interested in them as rootstocks. This one is one called TU. It's a variety from Taiwan, like considered like a native variety there. It's used mostly as rootstocks there, but the mango, I believe it's fibrous and small, but I believe it's also used quite a bit in pickling. So from Taiwan, called TU. Okay. Here's an M4. Here's ambrosia. Okay, ambrosia. Couple of fruits that are still hanging. I don't know if they're gonna make it, but still hanging. Here's a Juliet that just recently bloomed or rebloomed. Let's see what holds. Here's a diamond. It hasn't done much after it bloomed. Here's a pineapple pleasure. Also got hit pretty hard with powder mildew. Alright, let's take a look at these two vigorous ones. So the most two vigorous ones on here, and the reason why it has been so vigorous too is that it's been growing well, but it also hasn't been blooming. So one in the background is Safida Lucknow, an Indian variety. Has not bloomed for me in like 2 years. Very surprising. I don't run into that at all, especially here in my area, especially in California. Everything blooms. You rarely find stuff that does not want to bloom. But this one hasn't bloomed for 2 years, so that's very interesting. This one is Sindri. I believe this is from Pakistan. So this variety is Sindri. Also doesn't want to bloom. It did bloom sparsely this year, just like a little bit. So very unusual. At least I'm not sure if it's completely because of my yard or something, but very unusual to have any varieties in California that doesn't want to bloom, especially for like mature scions. Yeah? And here's my interesting one right here. This is a variety from Cambodia called Keo or Gao or Keo Chun. It's supposed to be considered one of the better varieties from Cambodia. I don't really know anybody who really has it. I got this from a buddy of mine before he kind of retired and left to France, and he was the only one I knew that was growing it. But yeah, this one, but it does seem like a very slow growth. It got hit by powder mildew. Seems like a very slow growth grower. So we'll see. That's why I try to graft it really high, and hopefully like giving it like that position on the tree kind of gives it a bit more vigor. So we'll see what it does on this. All right. Okay, next tree up. Let's see. Got lots of stuff kind of going on here. Here's a sweet tart right here. Sweet tart. Probably gonna be branching out soon. I have one fruit of it right here. Definitely a nubbin, and usually you could tell it's a nubbin. One of the telltale signs is that it's small, but it starts giving this indication of a fully mature ripening fruit, like these little kind of specks, and lenticels and roughening of the skin, but it's only in like an inch or two big. That's it, you know, and it's beginning to show this. So I know this is probably going to end up being a nubbin, but I think it's going to make it to maturity without cracking. So probably tastes pretty good. Just a few bites. Okay, that's Sweetheart. Here's a variety called N12, also from Zill. Looks like a nubbin to me. So see what happens with it. Got a graft right here of stringless peach from my buddy Fee down in San Diego. Looking good. This is another variety that is, you know, like a rootstock variety. For some reason, I end up kind of collecting a handful or more of those rootstock varieties. I don't intend to use them as rootstocks, but maybe just kind of to keep it as a source to kind of keep it going. So here's a Angie fruit. Looks nice, look healthy. I think this is gonna end up being a really nice full-size fruit. I think I have like another prom chimera graft over there. Let's see. Here's a Giselle right here. Don't know what this is. This looks like a nubbin. But here's Giselle. Nice vigorous grower. Only problem is that it has seemed prone to powdery mildew. So that's Giselle. Here's an orange sherbet. I need to do some pruning on this. Like there's these tips don't look too healthy on it. We just kind of prune it back a little bit. Here's a guava Saint Alone variety. It's a graft. I removed it. Removed some. Gave it a bit more light on the right side, so hopefully it'll be fine. Another Maha graft I got on here. Let's kind of keep it going. I haven't shown you guys this tree in a while because it just hasn't been doing very well. Lots of that due to my poor management of the grafting and everything on it too. So, you know, kept on grafting and kept on failing, and that really kind of set it back. So it's not looking very good, but you know, there's like a few different grafts on here. Even the grafts don't look that good too. We'll see what happens. Okay, up next, this is mostly ST Maui. So I do have 3 decent sized fruits that's still hanging. So I think these will hopefully make it all the way to maturity. So I'm looking pretty nice and large. And then right there, so ST Maui. Oh, I like the ST Maui. It's a very good flavor, very good growth. But I mean, I did spray this. This is one of the varieties I wanted it to fruit, so I did spray. And I had like a decent spraying program. Maybe hit it with spraying like 3 or 4 times this year. What can I say? I mean, the fruits doesn't seem to want to hold on to it. So I'm not sure how productive this is, but probably need a few more years to test it out. But so far, it has not seemed that productive. Very good grower, just don't seem that productive. Okay, let's see. Here's a Sassy Love. Removed tons of branches off of this. Trying to keep it minimal, trying to get it back to more of vertical growing. So hopefully it does a little bit better. Again, not every variety I recommend for California. Too slow growing. Here's another Fallon Thai variety. Here's a lemon zest. Here's a seedling selection of lemon zest. I have high hopes for this. I'm hoping this gives me fruit earlier than my other plant or my other grafts, and I want to see how it goes. I have liked the growth habit, strong, like thick branching. So that's kind of maybe that might be the way to go for California. Not too sure, but it's something I'm gonna try out selecting for. Here's a couple of fruits. We already picked a couple of them already. really nice size right now. This is California Vermit, excellent green eating sour mango. Awful right now, too much fiber. Here's another one, and these are at this size right now, this large, because it made it through the first bloom. You know, any varieties that make it through the first bloom as like healthy fruits usually are pretty large, and this will probably ripen end of September, early October. So that's kind of one of the advantages. This one of the reasons why we have this is we like it really. We like eating it green. It's a good insurance mango. As long as I spray, you know, it develops really nice, healthy fruits. So it's sad. And my wife has been picking some already. You know, this will kind of keep her happy and keep her from eating some of my zero varieties. Eating the dream, of course. So, next up, there's the next tree. It's kind of leaning a bit. Still haven't had a chance to branch this to kind of brace this up. But here's the tree. Let's see what I got going here. Here's some lemon zest graft that's doing really well. It's taking. Let's see. Here's a Bombay. Well, let me see. There's a few things in here. There's a Dupree Saigon right here. It has not been productive or done well at all in my area. Dupree Saigon. It just never holds any fruits or anything, even with spraying. Here's Bombay. Same thing with Bombay. Powder mildew prone. Doesn't want to hold fruits or anything like that. But this year, I do got one decent size fruit right now. Hopefully it gets a lot much bigger. Here's Golden Queen, Jin Huang. I am surprised I got vegetation. These are usually very slow to flush vegetation. But they usually always set some kind of fruit from the first bloom. Look at this. This doesn't even look like the proper shape for this variety. I could tell already. This is already pretty large, but I don't think this is going to end up being full size. My guess is like this has an aborted embryo where it's shriveled up like a pea. That's my guess, but I won't know until we do eat this. I'm going to let this ripen, and we're going to try this year. Okay. A few more varieties here. This is Zebda. A few things in the back. No need to cover. Up next, this is cac. This is cac on my rootstock, which is these Manilas, and it has been incredibly vigorous on this rootstock. I have one on Kent rootstock, and it hasn't really done well. I kind of started grafting that over with kind of sealing to try to get more vigor into it. But at least this cac, I mean, I constantly just prune them back too, because it just wants to flush and keep on flushing. Like this branch right here, I might have to just kind of take the whole thing off. So that's cac. And there's some fruitlets on here. Let me show you another one. Okay, there's a fruitlets. Here's a bunch. There's cac right here. So we'll see what happens with this. Hopefully these hold, but this is cac. Here's this right here is Super Julie, and then this was a cotton candy. I had pruned this way really hard just because it has not been flushing well. Looks like it's gonna fail. It looks like it's gonna die, so I'm okay with that. So let's keep on going. Hopefully this tree makes it. I've been having gopher issues right here. They've been digging non-stop right here. I've been trying to trap them and stuff, but I don't know. I think it's making the tree a little shaky. I don't know how much roots it's gone through, but hopefully you guys, hopefully my next update is still alive. But there's a few fruits on this. I made a lot of grafts here, but most of these grafts are grafted with seedlings, immature scions. So see how that goes. Here's some gram. Here's the variety gram. Here's one pretty good size. Try to get a better shot of that. This is Oregon. Pretty decent size right now. So see how it goes. Here's a better angle of the gram fruit. And gram has always kind of consistently gave me a couple of fruits every year. So there's gram. Okay guys, well that's an update for right now. Oh, let me show you guys just here. I put up my Maha graft on here. It's been into, it was grafted just a month or two ago. It's flush once, it's gonna flush again, so looking pretty good. Okay, well that's about it. That's my update for now. Till next month, I guess. Hopefully everything keeps on going at this pace. Everything looks really great right now, very green and everything. So it's hopefully we'll have a good year this year. All right, thanks everyone.